Hello everybody, as you can see, I am barefaced. Ain't it attractive? It's not really. It's all broken out and kind of gross at the moment. However, I'm going to teach you how to fix this. Not how to fix it, but I'm going to teach you how I fix it. Today I decided to film a video on my foundation routine and how I do all that, kind of what kind of foundations I use, and just how I conceal all this loveliness. It's pretty great. This loveliness that I've got on my face. So if you would like to see how I do that, please keep on watching. So the first thing you want to do, even before you put your foundation on, like first thing before you put any makeup on your face, you want to wash your face. Because you don't want to trap all the dirt in your pores, on your skin, in your pores. Even the little bit of dirt that you've picked up overnight sleeping, you don't want that on your skin after you're going to seal your pores with foundation. The next thing you want to do is you want to moisturize, and I use this one by Mary Kay. It's just an oil-free moisturizer. I'm not really sure of the name. I've had it for so long. It's just one of those things that lasts forever because you don't need a lot. And then you want to use a primer to make your foundation last all day. And the two that I use are Urban Decay's Complexion Primer Potion or the CoverGirl Olay Simply Ageless. And I've actually just put this one on to save time. And this one's really cool. It comes in this little pump tube, so there's no like, oh, I can't get it all. And it's really nice. It sits well on the skin. It doesn't dry out my skin, and I love it. I love both of these. They're my favorite. Then there are really like 4 foundations that I use. 2 of them are basically tinted moisturizers. This one is Urban Defense by Urban Decay, and this is my favorite. This one, I love this one. I use the color Halo, and it's really sheer coverage, corrects redness, and it's very good. It's got an SPF of 20, so I would tend to wear this when I'm going to be outside all day. And it's great. And then this other one is a BB cream, which stands for Blemish Balm. I'm not sure if you've ever heard that before, but it's got an SPF of 15 also, and it says that it helps correct blemishes, redness, acne scars, all that stuff, just by putting it on your skin, and it works almost like a full cover foundation, but then working to, lost my words. It works to correct all the acne and stuff that is rampant on my face today. But then the 2 foundations that I tend to use are by MAC, and this one is Studio Sculpt. It's got an SPF of 15. And word to the wise, you always want a foundation that has an SPF in it, because it will protect your face better. And then the other one I use is MAC's Mineralized Foundation. So this one, Studio Sculpt, comes in a tube, and this one comes in a little compact. And it is a liquid foundation. It's not a pressed foundation. It's more of a cream. I guess it wouldn't be a liquid. But it comes with this weird thing that I've never used, ever. But this one, again, like my, lost my words again. Like my tinted moisturizers, this one is full coverage. This one is light coverage or sheer coverage. However, being a sheer coverage foundation, this does wonders. There's no redness, nothing on my skin when I use this, and I love this one. I really do need to rebuy this one. And that color I use, I have this one in NW20, but that's not right. I bought the wrong one, because my real color is NC20, which I have in Studio Sculpt. So, now that I've explained that, I am going to apply foundation. Okay, so how I do this is I take my Studio Sculpt, and I take and just put 2 decent sized blobs, not too big, maybe 3, like that. Ooh, that's really close. Like that on the back of my hand. And then I take my Real Techniques buffing brush, pardon the dirty, I haven't washed them yet, I need to do that today. which is a fantastic brush. It just gets the foundation right into the skin, and I dab that in there, and I kind of twist the brush in there and kind of dab off excess on my hand. And I just take, and I start at my jawline, and I just take, and in circular motions, I just buff that in, and I go down my neck just to help prevent any line, and I go up behind my ear and into my ear a little bit. Especially if I'm wearing my hair up, I will go fairly far behind my ear so it blends. And then I get right up underneath, right next to the lash line with it also. And you want to take it all the way into your hairline as well. And you just want to blend it out up into your hairline to make sure you do not have any strange lines, because the worst thing ever to me is those people that wear orange foundation and end up with these strange lines like here. Like, they don't even go back, they don't even blend it all the way down their face, they just have this line that's like at their sideburn area and just goes like here around the chin, and you're like, wow, can I just pull you aside and teach you how to do that? You can't say that to people in public though, because that's rude. My mom told me that one day. It's like, Mom, I'm gonna go tell her I need to fix her foundation. My mom was like, Alyssa, you can't do that. That's rude. So there's that, and I tend to get a little bit more. Like that much more. If that might be too much. And then I just take that and I run a little bit extra over my cheeks. Make sure it's all blended. You don't want lines, like I said. You don't want to be orange face. And you don't want to have too much in one area and then not enough in another, because then you end up looking like a pancake face. And then there is the foundation. Step 1. Actually, step like 4, but hey. And then for concealer, which is probably one of my favorite inventions ever because it just hides everything if you have a good one. I use MAC Studio Finish Concealer in NW20, and this is the right one, not the wrong one. I use this one because it's lighter. It tends to be lighter, and the idea when hiding dark circles is to put something lighter over it that kind of hides it. Maybe I spilled something on it. I don't know what I did. Anyway, when I do it under my eyes, I just take and put it on my ring finger, which is your weakest finger, and I take and just pat it on to blend it in. And I take that all the way up to my lash line and just pat it on. Pat, 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 pat. And I do contour my face a lot, which I'll show you in a minute. So I take that right into my tear duct and right up against the bridge of my nose to help highlight that area of my face. And then what I forgot to film is I take that, and also on my ring finger in a patting motion, I take it in like a V shape underneath my eye and over the top of my cheekbone. And then on the rest of my face, I use a Real Techniques Dome Shadow Brush, and I just take and swirl that around. And then on like any blemishes like this one, I just take and lightly rub it back and forth, or sweep it back and forth. And then since this one's particularly stubborn, I take and I pat over and blend it out with my finger. This is probably one of my favorite concealers because it covers everything. Like, I think I've had this concealer for almost 3 months, this one little pot. And I went through a phase where that's all I wore on my face, all over my face. And I still have over like half of it left. It's definitely... And then, like I said, I do contour my face, not overly heavy, but with the concealer I just take on my brush and I just pat and pull it down the middle of my nose and in between my eyebrows. Because you end using a full cover foundation, you kind of lose any natural contour in your face, because that takes all the shape and the shadow and the different skin variations out of your face. And then I take and run it on my Cupid's bow, and then on top of my chin, and then kind of in the center of my forehead, like, you know, you used to draw those little tornadoes on paper, and get smaller as you go down. There is concealer. And to set all of my foundation, I use MAC's Select Sheer Pressed Powder. There's a little thing like that, and this is NC20, and I use a Real Techniques multitask brush, and just kind of sweep that in there, tap off, and just sweep this over my skin, just to set all of that in place. Just make sure you get down your neck and on your ears and behind your ears and all that, because that's also where foundation is. And just make sure you blend it, and so there's not too much in one spot so you don't get cakey. And then on to the sort of fun part, contouring. I use a MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Give Me Sun. It's really a bronzer, but it's not too much darker than my skin tone. Really, the rule is you want to use a powder or a cream contour that is 1 to 2 skin tones, skin tones, we'll go with that, darker than your own. And I use a Real Techniques everything. It's a contour brush, and it's dirty, but it's tapered, so it fits right in the hollows of your cheeks. I just take and I dip the top of that in there. You really want to tap off any excess, and then I just suck in my cheeks and like this, so you can find the hollows of your cheeks easier. And then I start generally here, that blending up along the side of your hairline, or my hairline. And if you have kind of prominent cheekbones, not like I do, you can kind of find where that sits. Contour should be under your cheekbones, is where it should run. And then the great thing about this brush is you just dip it in the end and you kind of fill out where your line is. Then you just take, and with the outer clean bristles, you just blend in that contour. So, like I said, blending up in the hairline, and I go around my temples, and I kind of point, make it come into a point at my widow's peak. Just blend in around my hairlines, or hairline, because I don't have more than one. I take it right in front of my ear, around my jawline. Like I said, I don't do a lot of contour, and then I take it up the sides of my nose, bottom of my chin, and that's basically how I contour my face. So, and that is the finished foundation routine. I hope you found that helpful. I hope you learned something new about how to wear your foundation and contour your face and all that fun stuff. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye-bye!